Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Formula 11. Today we are at Monza, which Formula 12 has been to, but today there might be quite a large chance of rain. Curly, what do you have to say about this track today? Oh, hold on. Fuck. Damn it! No! Damn it. Hold on. Okay, now?
Go ahead.
There you go. Okay.
Am I good?
Keep talking.
All right, so we have 11 turns here through the Monza track here.
Oh, great. Okay, just to summarize, we might have a little overcast. The rain has dried up. God damn it, we're having issues again. Oh, I see. It's not. It's the track talk source. Give me one hot second. Okay, going back to track talk. My bad, everyone. But going with here at track talk. So as we see, 11 turns, lots of straights. Sector 1 and the first chicane is definitely going to be a really big point of contention when it comes to starting the race, for sure. And just mainly placement positions. So, with that said, I would love to bring, never mind, they're both, I would like to bring Fierce into the conversation, who was
right here.
Canada's race winner, as well as
Every other race
every
winner.
other race. So, Fierce, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
So, how are you feeling about Monza, knowing that you practically won? You're in the P1, I guess, for standings and points.
You know, right now it's just, it's just normal to me being P1. I'm low-key glad there's no rain in the forecast because I barely practiced in the rain because I was busy with other stuff and Formula 12. But I hope this is going to be an exciting race. No crash into turn 1, no terrace, etc.
Yeah.
I just hope it's a good race.
Yeah, especially into the first chicane. Curly, do you have any questions for him?
Fierce, you've been perfect every race so far. You won every race. Does the pressure continue to build to try and go perfect and try to go 12 for 12? Does that creep into your mind at this point, since you've already done 7, I believe, already?
No, there's no pressure. Obviously, I won 7 in a row, so it's no pressure. Just gonna run my normal race, just do what I do best, and I hope I finish in P1 every single race.
Well, hopefully it comes down to that. Well, thank you for joining us in the booth. I believe that is all we have, as Quali will be starting up in roughly 6 minutes. So I'll let you go down to your pit box and talk with your teammates, see how Quali's gonna run. And I hope everyone has a good race and you don't crash.
Alright. Thank you.
No problem. So, with that said, Curly, run us up with the weather again.
Yeah, so with the weather, before the race, it was looking like it was supposed to be a wet start, wet throughout the majority of the beginning stages of the race, maybe dry throughout the end. But we just got the report. It kind of just made like a little U shape around the track, and it looks like we have a dry circuit and a dry track, and it looks like we're gonna have a lot of fun racing here at Monza, and hopefully no incidents like we saw at the F12 race.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, these Formula 11 drivers are much more experienced than the Formula 12, so definitely going to be a lot less penalties, but still lots of penalties as we saw with Canada. And in all honesty, just probably better racing. But as I was actually driving here in F12, track is very, very difficult to maneuver, especially definitely during the rain. So with that, let's quickly cut back to track talk and see what we'll see here with the weather here. Do you have any more comments about what we'll be seeing here? Oh, god damn it. Okay, hold on.
We're going to
Try that again, because I don't know.
hear me, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you should be good.
Alright, so basically, since the rain is still clearing up, there's still going to be overcast because there's still a storm around Monza, just not on the track. So the track will still be a little cold, still a little slippery when they first get out there, but the track will basically not heat up as quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how the tires react and see what the strategy is going to be like around the track here at Monza.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, there's the DRS zones aren't going to be as enabled due to the rain, as Formula 1 does not actually at all allow DRS to be enabled during the rain due to how dangerous it usually is. So, with that...
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if we have DRS enabled at the beginning of quali, whether to see exactly how clear the track is.
Yeah, 100%. And as we almost start to enter quali, I would love to bring another interview into this session with Airtonio. So, Airtonio, you're driving for Ferrari, is that correct?
Yeah.
How are you going to be dealing with this track, especially with Ducky now joining the crew, driving this track previously in F12 and getting quite a good spot in the podium, I do believe.
Well, we've practiced the track. We've talked about strategies, the setups. Well, I didn't think the race was going to be dry, but we'll be prepared, and I'll do whatever it takes to get the win this evening. So.
Air, and I got a question. You know, this has kind of been a roller coaster season already for you. You know, Spa, you were supposed to have a fantastic race result. You DNF'd there. You DNF'd at the start, at the first race. And then you left Red Bull, you went to Ferrari, now you're leading the constructors. How does this feel now that you're at the top and now that you feel like you kind of got some momentum going for you after the race ban?
Oh yeah, it's been pretty chaotic, to say the least, but I think well, I'm sure that we can take this constructors home, and I think we've got a lot of momentum with us, but yeah, I think we'll just keep going forward and focus on the next race.
Well, with all your Ferrari engineering, and hopefully not Ferrari strategy, definitely will be able to some a good top 5, as we saw with Ducky in Canada last week.
Yep.
So, with that, I hope you have a good race with exactly about 1 minute left to quali. I'll let you go down and talk with Ducky, hopefully get some strategy sorted out, and good luck with your race.
Alright, cheers, bro.
Cheers. So, with that,
Miles, listen here.
Whoa.
If I watch this stream back and I hear Narpy one more time.
Okay.
Hey, I'm here to help him with any names.
Okay, thank you, Curly.
My bad,
No, I'm joking. All love, Miles.
Okay, go.
All right, good luck for the commentator, man.
All right, go down. Quality starting. Okay. Anyways, with quality now starting shortly, I do believe no grace period will be issued.
Yeah, not
I realize my
hearing
phone
anything.
is 1 minute ahead of schedule, so I need to go ahead and fix that. But yes, the race will be starting in about a minute. Actually, quali will be starting in about a minute.
Currently some of the drivers we're missing. Some of the teams, we are missing a Haas driver. We are missing Aston Martin, and I believe a Visa Cash App. Yes, we are missing the other Visa Cash App. Oh wait, no, it's Chase. He's in.
Chase.
He's in the server. He's just as a spectator.
That's weird. Well, with that, we have 17 drivers as of now on the grid. Just waiting for them to, I guess, ready up maybe the grace period. I'm not... Yep, there is a grace period, so we'll be sitting here for about 5 more minutes. Anything else you'd like to say about the track? And, yeah, okay, Track Talk microphone is working, so they will be able to hear you while looking at this layout.
So throughout the 11 turns, It's going to be interesting. Exactly at T1 is the most hectic part of this track, and especially in the first lap, it's going to be extremely interesting to see exactly how people react. We've had a lot of history of a lot of terrorists on the track. Alpines, Mercedes. We got both Mercedes, B&A and Awesome Ace have made their way to the track. They got a history. It's going to be interesting to see how they take turn 1 at Monza, to see how they shine, and hopefully make it through turn 1. So it's a chaotic track, but a fun one, and we're going to see a lot of action and a lot of overtaking, hopefully.
Yeah, and hopefully everyone will be able to learn to not dive bomb every single corner, as we have exactly, I guess, 3 chicanes. Turn 1 and 2, turn 4 and 5, and turns 8 through 10. Now, one thing I noticed, just as a little joke here, the track looks a lot like it looks a lot like the country of Italy itself. It looks like a boot. So
that's
yeah. Some obscure thing I noticed, and the DRS zones are definitely going to be interesting. Both exiting out of a regular corner, but both entering from a regular corner and both exiting into a chicane. Drivers will have to be slowing down quite a lot to...
I feel like the most important turns on this track are turns 1 and 2. I feel like if you can just get out of those turns with a good entry, good exit at turn 2, you are set for your lap. Turns 4 and 5 feel like a breeze. You float through turns 6 and 7, and then 8 and 10. If you can just nail that, you have set yourself a great lap at Monza.
Most definitely.
It all matters against 1 and 2, and I feel like that's just the main part of Monza, and that's what you just gotta nail.
Yeah, and definitely the good starting point that I've seen a lot of drivers deal with is braking really, really late into turn 1, which it has worked out for some, but with the imminent rain, definitely not a lot of people will be able to manage it, especially with that DRS zone, if it does get dry enough to the point of the rain not being an issue. So, with that, we have less than a minute to go before quali starts. Any other last comments from you, Curly, before we start?
So Chase is the one driving for the Visa Cash App. He just readied up. So yeah, we're just missing the other Aston Martin, and we just got word the guy driving for Aston Martin is a free sub. He will driving for possible constructors points, but he cannot earn driver points by team regulations. All right, so that's interesting.
Well, sub drivers, obviously, they're not actually driving for the team. That's different than reserve drivers, I do believe, or am I not correct on that point?
Yeah, so he's just a free agent. He just wanted to join any race, and he's in here. That's what I believe is going on. And now we have, I believe, everybody ready up.
The drivers do seem to be readying up, so quali will be underway very, very shortly. So, with that, we will be going back. We will be entering it shortly, as the lobby will be starting in roughly 10 seconds. So, definitely going to be an interesting race, seeing how it might be dry, it might be wet, but all the drivers should be very much ready for what will be going on at this track today.
Absolutely, and Should we maybe give ourselves maybe podium?
By podium, you mean
Like top 3?
top 3. Fierce, definitely one of the people who definitely will be getting a podium here. So, yeah. Now
I feel like my top 3, my first place, I'm gonna give it to Fierce. I feel like that's the main choice. Obvious, always. Second, I'm gonna give it to Ducky, and this is where I'm gonna shock people. Give me Airtonio to give Ferrari a banging result here at Monza. And the Italian drivers having some success.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So, quali is now officially underway, as all the drivers are now, I guess, putting their setup into play. As
Usually, most people will try to wait a bit to go out on their first lap.
Oh!
It seems like
Bailey's already retired.
Bailey, I believe he wasn't meant to go into that car. He accidentally went into it, so that's why he retired.
As I do believe one of the Red Bulls are out.
Yeah, and we also have Ducky coming out of the pits now. We also have a Williams coming out, a Alpine driver coming out as well.
Dark AJ being the first one out. We'll be watching his lap to see how the first lap of
The
GP
Mercedes
will be
also
looking
coming out.
like. Now, it looks to be like a slight overcast, and the rain will not be here for, I guess, the entirety of the race, unless it will be coming towards the end of the race. What do you expect, Curly?
Yeah, looking at the radar, we're seeing as it made like that little U in shape. It's more of a in if you're looking at a north, south, east, west map. But it's kind of just going up and away from the track. The cloud, we're still going to have coverage, and it looks like it's just going to be the overcast. And it'll be interesting to see how the drivers adjust. Maybe they'll take 2 laps to warm up their tires. It'll be interesting to see how they'll adjust during the race and their qualifying strategies.
Most definitely. As we see AJ now starting his lap and going into the first chicane, lots of distance between him and I do believe Moon. Looks like Fierce or Sea Boogie is the one trailing him. Every driver appears to be on the grid, so almost no space for anyone to pull out a good lap here, which I'm surprised. I thought that a couple drivers, will stay behind, as a couple drivers looks to be about 4, but the track looks to be the busiest it'll be. Everyone will be getting their quali laps in first thing, and we already have a caution in Sector 3, which I do believe was just somewhat slowed down.
AJ, I know he was saying he was running a 120 in quali, which isn't, in time trials throughout the week, so it'll be interesting to see what he can put down on his lap time as he comes around this last lap. It's not going to be a great lap, and yeah, it looks like he's going to be around that 120 threshold, maybe a little worse.
Yeah,
123.
Wow. And we see another driver coming across the line, but it does look like they did briefly. As Fly Cow, 119!
Yeah, 119. They're going to want to be quicker.
And with a down! More and more laps as Skull.
Skull 'em.
Skull with a 125.
The lap time we're gonna want to see that I think is going to be our threshold for pole is going to be around the 18-second mark. I think they can get around 18 flats with the overcast, maybe at 18.5, but the lap times are going to break around there.
Moon setting the quality with almost a 120 flat, which is really impressive. Fierce! Getting close to that sub 119 with a 119.089. That's definitely going to be a tough time to beat for sure. As a lot of the other
One thing to
drivers
notice
now-
is the only two drivers that haven't came out of the pit box are Chase and Big P.
Oh, that would be Chase. Got it. Oh, where is Antonio going? Just completely
Yeah.
cutting that chicane, but I guess he did disqualify his time.
Faye is
Boogie
Chase.
with a 119.045 now takes P1 away from his teammate. Wow. So
One person I have said constantly throughout the season that could maybe take it too fierce has been C Boogie. He's shown constant pace, and I really believe in him. And he may be a guy we could see pull off a win here today.
Antonio pushes himself back into the pits. We're left with 5 drivers who have not set a time, as Bailey will be shown
Nappy.
to the bottom of the grid. Nappy with actually good point for mentioning him, with a huge gap. Almost.
Yeah, he just went purple in Sector 1. It's interesting to see how he's going to do here.
Now, all the other drivers, we will be watching Sarkles as well as B and A. B and A will be crossing after Nappy, so Sarkles looking good with a 119.785. So quite a good lap here, as Awesome Ace has retired as well after not, I guess, setting a good time, or I do believe crashing actually. So Nappy with a good time, getting themselves into P6, 119.675. As BNA puts himself back into the pits, not setting a good time. Big P and Chase are now the only two, or the last 2 drivers who've yet to set times, and they're both on their outlaps. How's the grid looking so far from your POV?
So everything is pretty understandable here. The biggest kind of shocker here is Adele in P4 and really Moon in P9. Moon struggled throughout his qualifying lap and shot down in the P9. So it's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. Antonio hasn't set a lap, and it's going to be interesting to see where Chase falls when he sets his lap as well.
Yeah, most definitely. As Moon is now entering the pits, and all the McLaren teams surrounding them. Big P is now on their actual lap, crossing into the turn 3, who has, I do believe, a Alpine on him, which might be Adele or Late Therese, not too sure, or it could be Chase. So with that, Big P is encountering some traffic in the forms of a Williams driver, which I do believe is Schlein. And seeing that Alpine, and oof, Big P unfortunately crossing track limits. Wow. Another couple laps to go. Wow, this race is already looking interesting, as half of the grid has already decided to pit and go back into the pits and I guess get a fresh set of new tires, that including Big P.
Chase has just went purple in Sector 2. That a good time in Sector 1. It's going to be interesting to see what he does in Sector 3, a sector that should be strong for him. He comes into the final braking zone, turn 11.
And with a bit of traffic in front of him, he is looking for a good time.
He's going to have a
the
great
line
split stream.
with a 6th place, 119.537. Not much he could have done. I do believe Ayrtonio is now finishing up Sector 2. He has gone purple in Sector 2, so now all he has to do is not fumble within the last couple turns. Going down the final straight of this turn, we'll see how good his time is. He went purple in Sector 2, not too sure about his Sector 1 time, but he is looking good.
Gonna
into
be around a
the final straight.
19.5. Oh wait, no, this might be great.
19.2
19.2.
with P3. Oh my
He
lord.
pushes Skolem out of the way. Skolem goes up into P4, flying count to P5. Moon is out of the top
Where is
10.
he going?
Don't
He just
know.
cut through. He just cut through the first chicane.
Yeah. Moon is now on his lap. Improve off of his last lap.
Yeah, hopefully Moon will be able to get somewhere in a sub 120. Now, Ducky has also retired, ending in 12th place. I'm not too sure what happened, but probably was not feeling the greatest there. So, yeah, definitely a big...
Yeah, the top 5 driver from a week ago now settling for P12 in qualifying and could drop even farther
Then
if
again,
Late the Rest or Dark AJ could put a lap in.
yeah. Then again, we did see what he was able to do in Canada. He started dead last and managed to crawl his way up to P5. So starting from 12th, I don't think will be a big breaking point for him, since he does have good race pace. Just the quali time may not be fully there. As we're now watching Big P set his lap time, as there are no 2 drivers left. Big P and BNA both have not set quali laps just yet, with 6.5 minutes left on the timer. Where do you think they'll fall?
Big P. Oh!
The first sub 19 of the day. Sarkles with a 118.882, knocking the 2 Saubers out of the way, taking P1. I don't know if those two will settle for it.
He can't even earn points for himself in the driver's standings, folks. He is strictly a sub for Aston Martin. And he just put the car on pole.
Proving his worth. I definitely think someone might be dropped on the Aston team, as Big P finally sets his lap with 11th place snugly in between Nappy and Moon. So, wow.
One thing I believe we'll see is the grip starting to get better out on the track. I believe we're going to see some faster laps. I think you're going to see some cars fly around here.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
The next car to be on a lap, I believe, is Chase, as he's coming around Sector 3 now.
And, yeah, currently on his out lap. Definitely will be interesting to see how he's going to be getting out of this P9 spot. But
yeah, he's our next champ to try and take pole off of Sarkles.
most definitely, as BNA has now started his quali lap, and hopefully with 4.5 minutes on the clock, he'll be able to set some time here and get himself out of last place.
Great first sector by Chase. Already a 10th up on his last lap.
Yeah, and the grid is piling up behind him, with half of the grid somewhere in the back. Now, Moon, I thought he would be crossing the line, but nope, crosses the pit line. So not going to be shaking off that.
And Chase goes purple in Sector 2, but then invalidates in
Oh.
Sector 3.
Unfortunate. Swagnair now retiring. I do believe he has retired in the pit box, but I'm not too sure, as it looks like there was a McLaren stop. That would be Nappy. I do believe he was letting Fierce drive on by and set his lap. Now,
Currently,
not
Adele
many
is
drivers.
2/10 up on his time,
Yeah, not many
and
drivers.
maybe could get into the 18-second here.
Yeah, definitely. Now, with 3 minutes left to go, I do believe Fierce is going to be going for that P1 spot. But
Here comes Adele.
BNA, I think, is solidifying.
Adele across the line.
Ooh!
Adele!
Oh, my
sh-
God! With a 118.889, which is, I do believe, 7 thousandths of a second behind Sarkles. My, oh my.
Now Fierce is on his lap. He's going to try and take it now.
Yeah,
But
most
first, Airtonio is on a lap, and he's going to try and make a case for him to take it. He's up on his lap.
Yeah, definitely these top drivers need to be doing something to push up on these top spots, as Nappy crossed in front of Fierce. So Fierce is already 3 seconds behind his time. So not much he can do there, but Nappy, in the meantime, I do believe is on a really, really good lap here. But he does
And
seem to
Airtonio will improve, but not enough
not
to...
too much. Nappy
do
does seem to
anything.
be saving his DRS, as we saw the blinking lights. Yeah, I do believe he is on his recovery lap, as he does not set a better time. But, you know, lots of factors to consider here. A lot of those being how the track is warming up and the tire wear that is coming along here. 1.5 minutes remain in this quali session.
Fierce is now on his lap. With a minute 20 left. Everyone is on their final lap.
Schlein now coming out for his out lap. He won't be able to do much, I believe, here. So, with that, quali is coming to an end. And not much these drivers will be able to do, but
Fierce is improving on his last lap.
going purple in Sector 2. As, yeah,
Eh.
drivers starting to cross the line. I don't believe that the time has dwindled down. Yes, about 35 seconds left on the clock. These drivers will be able to get at least
Fierce
one
is
more
putting
lap
down a
in.
lap.
Looks to be a pole setting. No, it is not, but it is an improvement with 119.057, just short of his teammate C-Boogie. Oh my, this is already quite an interesting race as Fierce decides to retire on the track. Don't know why, but he could have definitely made it to the pits. Maybe a fuel issue? I'm not too sure, but hopefully they can. get
Probably
that.
just because qualifying was over.
Yeah, but then again, it's, I guess, more courteous to your car and to other drivers to just finish your lap and come back into the pits. But then again, it might have been just a fuel issue, so, but who knows?
Here comes Chase. Oh, he improves,
not
but not by much.
settling
Chase is struggling.
Settling into 10th place as Skull is making his way, staying in P6 with, I do believe that is Nappy. No, not Nappy.
E-Boogie improving.
C-Boogie coming down the line.
The-
With
The take
P1! He takes it home with a 118.799. Oh my lord. Only a couple drivers remain. Schlein, Big P, and Nappy. The last couple drivers who... Nappy has crossed the line, 119.5.
And that is our qualifying, folks. Everyone's lap is complete.
Yep, and Schlein has invalidated, so that will be it. Not much else he can do other than cross the line. Wow, C-Boogie taking P1 at the final lap of the quali session. Oh,
I think the biggest notice here is Fierce and Chase are not the quickest anymore.
Yeah,
Chase is P11 right now and Fierce P4, so it's interesting. C-Boogie. Can C-Boogie finally do it? Can C-Boogie finally get his win? He's came so close on 3 separate occasions. Can this be the one?
yeah, most definitely. As we see our grid here, 2 people have not set time. That was Bailey and BNA. Neither of them have set time. Now, the one thing
Bailey.
that I'm shocked at is that P1 through 12 are less than a second, or they only have a second separation in terms of their time. P13 through, I do believe, yeah, P13 through 16 are roughly 1 to 2 seconds behind, while
Definitely the smallest gap of times we've had throughout the calendar season.
yeah, most
The
definitely.
gap at Canada was even bigger. And with Bailey going to retire, BNA will actually start P18. Bailey was not supposed to be a part of the race, but he accidentally selected a car anyway.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunate. So Bailey, I do believe, is not racing?
no, he's not. He's not.
Okay, got that. So, the weather does seem to be dry. Might not be any rain, but it is a very, very heavy overcast here. The thing that I noticed once quali ended was that P1 through 3 had less than 1/10 of a second within gap. I think the furthest was, I do believe, 0.089 that separated P1 from P3. And wow, this is definitely going to hold an interesting race if these drivers can hold off on getting penalties. But
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be fun to see exactly what the race pace looks like.
yes, most definitely. As we are now coming on to the formation lap here.
And if we need to, I could low-key go to team discords and get mid-race interviews from TPs.
Well, it would be interesting for mid-race interviews, but as Adil and
come back
Nappy
to
already have a collision. Oh my, as they're reset to the grid, they do not get to warm up their tires in the slightest. Definitely.
That is not going to be fun for them. They're going to be mad at each other. 2 good friends.
Yeah, most definitely. Chase and Nappy, yeah.
Moon and Big P now, DSQ.
Both McLarens are now not able to warm up their tires whatsoever. Oh my. Now, as we can see our strategies here, the game does recommend a 2-stop and a 3-stop, but most of these drivers have decided to go on hards. Only 3 drivers have decided to go on the mediums. That would be Sarkles, Fierce, and BNA. Now, track isn't necessarily the warmest considering this overcast, and the grid does have a nice gap. Oh! C-Boogie going into the gravel, understeering a lot and picking up some gravel onto their tires. Wow.
Yeah, and he's actually on the hard tire. Everyone on the hard tire except Sarkles and Fierce.
And BNA, not to mention that. To mention them as well. definitely going to be an interesting race. Now, the rest of the drivers are piling onto the grid. I can't wait to get this race started. Now, Moon, Big P, Chase, and Nappy did not have the chance to warm up their tires, as I do believe one of the cars does have some gravel on their tires. Oh, Awesome Ace not being able to send themselves straight. All the cars are now on the grid. It is 5 lights, 5 red, lights are out, and away we go here at the Monza GP. Good start for Sarkles, already getting a position on C Boogie into the first chicane. Adele sort of spinning. Oh, there's already chaos as collisions are happening. Everyone's gaining and losing places. Sarkles already
Chase
taking the benefit of the doubt. Oh my lord! Skalm has dropped 12 places since the start of the race. BNA jumped 7 places, and Moon 4 places. It's already chaos here in the first sector as Dark AJ is left in the dust. I do believe he had a bad start there. I'm not too sure what happened, but man, oh man, 10-second penalty for Adil with a severe collision with Ducky. Man, oh man, a Ducky with a 10-second for ignoring the yellow flag. Doesn't
wow.
look like a full course caution, but we only see sector 1 and 3. I'm not too. We have a virtual safety car already. No wonder he got a 10-second penalty. Is because we have a full course.
And Dark AJ retires.
Already, lap 1 is not looking good for any of these drivers, but Sarkles has gained himself a good position. Lots of drivers pulling back and forth as the green flag is now back out. See, Boogie's getting quite close to Sarkles here, but he will be not doing much as BNA, Moon, and Ducky have all decided to pit, as well as Chase. Now Flying Cow has a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Man, oh man, is this race getting chaotic.
Yeah, C Boogie on the back of Sarkles as Fierce looks on as we start to settle the order a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely.
Chase goes into the pit. Ducky goes into the pit. They both serve their penalties.
Swag also being one to enter the pits. The only major battle I can believe that's happening is P8 as drivers are.
We have a battle for P8 through 10.
As oh my goodness, yeah, P8 through 11 actually. As the driver, as Nappy, Awesome Sauce, and Skalm all had a very intense battle into the chicane. None of them picked up a time penalty whatsoever. Let's see the possible race strategies once again. Do believe lots of the drivers are going for the first strategy displayed there. So lots of opportunities.
One thing to notice is C Boogie is on that hard tire and is keeping up.
Going side by side with Big P and taking that position away from him. Already we're going side by side. We already have side by side action here.
As C Boogie is just keeping up with Sarkles on that hard tire. Fierce also on that medium. He's also kind of struggling to keep up with Sarkles and C Boogie. It's going to be interesting to see how Fierce races this one.
Yeah, most definitely. And with the Kick Salvers already having a P2 and 3, as C Boogie goes down the inside into the chicane, slowing down Sarkles a slight bit, but getting a huge lead onto Sarkles. But Sarkles slowly gaining. As you can see, the rest of the drivers in the rear. This battle for P1's already looking great. I do believe it is one of the reigning champs, the highest in the standings, versus a free agent as
Yes, C
I
Boogie,
do
he's
believe
had.
Ducky has exited in front of them, getting a blue flag telling him, hey, move out of the way.
Yeah, he's got 3 corners to let those cars behind him pass. And it's going to be interesting to see how he lets them pass. Is he going to make it difficult?
That is if he gets a big enough gap.
He's not letting them through. He needs to let them through soon, or he might get a penalty.
Keyword might, but it all depends on the time gap. That is, if C Boogie catches up to Ducky, and I do believe Ducky has made himself quite enough space here. Nope, still getting that blue flag. I don't believe
Yeah.
F125 does give penalties for blue flags, but we will be seeing in a short moment as Chase getting a 121, not the fastest time, but it is a good time nonetheless.
Fastest lap of the race so far, as he tries to. Well, he's going to need a miracle if he's going to want to try and come back in this race, but right now, one thing to notice, C Boogie has made it a 1 second gap between him and Sarkles, and also he's made it a 2 second gap between him and his teammate.
Schlein now going down the inside of Adele. Both going side by side. Adele bumping Schlein ever so slightly. But Schlein managing to make the best out of the situation and gain a position into that first chicane. I didn't expect that chicane to be a major overtaking point whatsoever.
Yeah, they're ballsy here in F11. Any corner is an overtaking corner here, as C Boogie continues to try and extend that lead. Tick, 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 tick. He gets DRS off of Ducky, and he's starting to pull away due to the help of Ducky, and Ducky gets a penalty. Another penalty. It's 10 seconds for ignoring blue flags. I knew it was going to come, and he finally got it.
Oh my lord. So he will be having to give these positions back. That must be incredibly upsetting for him. I did hear before the race started he was quite sick, so probably
Yeah, he's been...
not feeling the greatest, and this is definitely ruining his mood a bit more. As the battle for P4 is looking quite solid, although Fierce is getting quite
Yeah,
close.
C Boogie is beginning to pull away, and his tires are going to be better than Sarkles and Fierce the longer this stint goes on. So C Boogie really is in the driver's seat, and C Boogie could look at a very, very dominant win if he can continue to do what he's doing here.
100%. And right now, the battle for P4 is looking just as strong as ever. The closest battle as of now, Ayrtonio versus Schlein. Schlein almost being able to pass Ayrtonio in the start of Sector 2. Schlein going on the outside of Ayrtonio and managing to cut through on the chicane, as Moon gets a 3-second penalty for multiple time warnings. Sorry, for multiple warnings, just in general.
Yeah, and right now, Fierce is falling off of Sarkles. Sarkles is falling off of C Boogie, and Fierce is really starting to die compared to those top two. As Fierce actually just went into the pits. He's pitting early. As you look at his tires are already scribbled up. Let's look at Sarkles. I'm going to take a look at his tires. His front left tire does have a lot of grain. His back left tire also, you can see some wear on there.
Adele and Flying Cow just had a nice battle through turns 1 and 2. Flying Cow did try and gain a position on Adele, but did not manage to do so, and already went off track and created roughly a 1 second time gap to Flying Cow, and Fierce has dropped all the way down to P12. So definitely something to hear there, as the penalties are now piling up dramatically.
One thing to keep note is the P9 and P5 cars, the Alpines, they have struggled throughout the entire course of the season, but this could be a huge weekend for them. They've had weekends where the team doesn't even show up. They've had weekends where they didn't even know if there was an Alpine team. But now they're looking good here, and it's going to be interesting to see how they finish with 20 laps to
As
go.
well as looking behind them, Nappy going on the overtake without, on the non-DRS straight, the final straight onto Big P, and gaining that position from him. But I do believe Big P will be gaining DRS. Going down the inside, Big P with the lead into the first chicane and cutting off Nappy here. Yeah, definitely able to get that spot back from Nappy. And this battle is going to be an interesting one.
Big P fresh off his race ban as well. So he also would love a big result here today.
Yep,
they are getting their elbows out.
Forcing Big P to break late.
Big P had a lot of curb throughout that turn. They are getting their elbows out.
Definitely one of the biggest spots of contention here. P7, Nappy with the DRS. I do believe he will try and go for another overtake, but both drivers are saving their DRS. Regenerating.
One thing I think is pretty interesting so far right now. Fierce, whenever he pitted early, he pitted extremely early. He pitted onto the hard tire. He went back onto that tire. He saw his teammate have a lot of success, so he's trying to see if he can have the same success, but it's going to be interesting to see what he does with his second tire, because he's going to need to pit again.
Big P now going extremely wide on that final corner, blocking Nappy from making an overtake, but Nappy getting very, very close to him, is almost side by side, entering the first chicane. Both drivers braking late. Nappy taking that corner a bit too tight. His front right wing is already slightly broken off.
Right now, Sarkles just went into the pits. He came out P12 behind Fierce, who was behind Awesome Ace, but just completed the pass for P10. And now Sarkles has fallen victim to the undercut by Fierce.
How unfortunate, and rest of the grid stabilizing. But although the entire grid is stabilizing, P6 through P6 is, the battle for it is definitely, as I said previously, huge point of contention here, as I do believe, Nappy going on the inside of Flying Cow. No, sorry, Big P here, as Big P tries to overtake him here, but does lose a lot of speed. And going to the near bottom of the grid, Fierce is having a battle with Skalm for P9. I don't believe he will be able to overtake him on this straight, saving up for the DRS point.
And now on this long straight, Big P has a full tank of ERS compared to Nappy, and he's going to be able to fly past the McLaren and complete the overtake. A big lockup by Nappy. Nappy eats the curb, and Big P... And Big P will take the position and slide on past.
Sarkles, I do believe, passed Awesome Ace there, managing to take away P11.
Yeah, it's currently about a 3.4 second gap between him and Fierce. He really lost out due to the undercut. That was a beautiful strategy by Luzzy there and the team. Maybe I can get a word with him later or talk to him about that strategy. And we'll see how that one will play out for them.
Fierce is already preying on another victim. The victim's name is laid to rest. Fierce with the DRS. Going through the chicane as Nappy and Big P are both fighting. Laid to rest goes wide and Fierce takes the advantage, already creating a 1 second gap.
And C Boogie will go into the pits. Line will inherit the lead of the race. Airtonio will stay P2.
Moon with a 3-second penalty. Yeah, the bottom
Where
of the
will
grid
C
is
Boogie
stacking up
come
the
out?
penalties. Oh! Big P going sideways into the pits. Oof. That's tough for him. I think the pit window is starting to open up for these drivers. Ooh.
C
Ducky having
Boogie is gonna come out ahead of Starkles on the medium tire as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see his strategy. But he almost went into the back of Laid the Rest, who was parked on the side of the track. That was almost catastrophic there.
unfortunate there. Almost dead collision there. But as of now, C Boogie is preying on Skolm, catching up to his teammate.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see exactly where the gap is after about a lap of this continues, because C Boogie really needs to get past Golem if he's gonna want to challenge for the win.
100%. And a lot of going side by side with Skolm. C Boogie passing up on the fresh medium tires. Getting into
And that is
P6.
exactly what he needed to do. Skolem is on those 10-lap hard tires.
Now,
And if you look at his tires compared to C Boogie's, those things are gone.
100%. I do believe the entirety of the top half of the grid, who are now on old hard tires, are transitioning into the mediums. And it looks to be that way, but Laid to Rest has decided to not pit, as well as Awesome Ace, both holding out for another couple laps on their hard tires.
And right now, the undercut has worked to perfection for Fierce 902 Glass. He is now up to a 2.4 second lead after being in P3 to start this race.
Definitely.
But the question is, can it last? C Boogie is on the hunt, folks. It's already down to a 2-second gap and dropping.
And currently we have a three-way battle for P6. This P6 spot is definitely one under contention. Schlein, Airtonio, and Awesome Ace all battling, but Awesome Ace has dropped back due to his 11-lap hards. Skolm and Laid to Rest also have to pit. Airtonio with the DRS, and saving his ERS will not decide the pit with a bump on Schlein.
I'm actually currently going to take a trip to the Kick Saber pit box and Kick Sauber pit box and talk to them for a second.
All right. Now, the drivers are definitely stabilizing here, but Skolm has now decided to pit with Laid to Rest, I do believe, also coming into pit, yes, as Airtonio and Schlein are now battling for this one spot. Adele retiring here, with Airtonio getting the lead on Schlein with P4. Awesome Ace now retiring from the session. BNA! We have a safety car now! Oh my lord, something has happened. The safety car is now pulling out of the pits. Oh my lord. Everything has gone to chaos, but now is a chance for the drivers. Everyone has just pitted, so Fierce is definitely one of the biggest points of contention here, as he will not, I believe, get a free free pit stop here. So yeah, I have no clue what caused the safety car, but once Curly gets back in here, we'll definitely be able to see. I do believe it was something to do with Awesome Ace or Adele, maybe even the both of them. But I do believe it was Awesome Ace who had a crash there, as Fierce is now crossing the line, and he does go to pit for fresh tires. C Boogie now taking the lead, but we'll have to see where Fierce exits off this lap. Oh my, with a Swaginator coming out in front of him. Fierce will be exiting, as I do believe the decision to, as Fierce stays on his hards and exits into P1, the grid will now be condensing as C Boogie is the only one to be near the safety car. The rest of the grid is catching up. So I'm just going to make a prediction here on what happened. I do believe Awesome Ace was coming through and Adele did cross the pit line, which caused them to crash. I can't look at the replay, unfortunately. But, yeah, what an unfortunate point of contention here to these drivers. Oh, yeah, I see. So, I'm looking at the Discord general. Awesome Ace did cause the collision with Adele. Oh yeah, Awesome Ace coming. Adele, I do believe, was coming out of the pits as Awesome Ace did have some issue there and crashed into Adele, causing their race to be over quite quickly here. Wow. Now, lots of drivers have to catch up here. Not many of them Airtonio, BNA both with drive-through penalties. Moon and Chase both have penalties as well. But yes, the top 8 of the grid have condensed together, so not lots they can do there. BNA and Late to Rest both have had serious placement gains, as C Boogie and Sarkles are the only two who seem to have stayed in their original spots. Everyone else has either gained or lost spots. Adele, yeah, definitely being the biggest, the one with the most amount of spots lost. Only lost 14 spots due to that DNF. So all these drivers have pitted, as Fierce is the only one in the top 9, I believe, to have taken 2 stops here. Everyone on fresh tires, but yeah, Sarkles here is on already 6-lap-old hards, so not much he can do here. And BNA gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, which I do believe was for some light corner cutting, as the safety car is now in this lap. So C Boogie is controlling the race pace here. So he is slowing down the grid just enough for the safety car to go in the pits, as the grid now accelerates and is going into the first chicane. So here we go once again at the Italian GP. The grid is now shuffling as they did. Late to Rest getting a lot of spots. The back of the grid looking really chaotic. As, it looks like Skolm has cut the chicane by a large portion. And now going all the way, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Still taking that penalty. As Ducky is getting a large amount of blue flags here. So not much he can do, but the entire grid has condensed. And there looks to be a lot of collisions going on here. Not much they can do, but Airtonio. Let's focus on the top 3 now. Airtonio, the battle for P2 between Schleim, Fierce, and Airtonio. Airtonio is 2/10 behind Sarkles. As I'd like to welcome Curly back into the booth. So you were talking to the team.
Yeah, I was talking to the Kick Sauber team, and I actually just took a trip around the entire grid. I talked to all teams. Kick Sauber, yeah, Fierce said he wasn't really struggling with his tires at all whenever he pitted. Go ahead.
So I'm looking back at a replay from what happened. What caused the safety car? So Awesome
Yeah.
Sauce was in front of Adele. It looked like Awesome Sauce was gonna go into the pits, but he suddenly braked, and he claims it was his AI who slightly swerved into Adele, which caused them to crash into the pit wall, as there is a collision that I didn't even notice between Flying Cow and a couple of the drivers. I do believe it was actually BNA and Schlein. I'm not too sure, but Ayrton, is now. Oh my lord!
One thing
I can't even
one thing
comprehend
to
what's going
notice.
on here.
One thing to notice, Fierce has just taken P2 away from Sarkles as Sarkles is beginning to fade away. He's on those uh, worn hard tires, so it's going to be interesting. But basically, the Sauber team was feeling pretty confident.
Flying Cow goes side by side with Big P, and Flying Cow takes the position away. Nappy looking to have some slight amount of lag on the rear of Big P. I think he will try and go for the overtake here with a very low amount of battery here. Not much he can.
Every team was pretty happy about the safety car. Everyone thought it was a crash gate because it was a accident on the straightaway.
Yeah, no, it
But
wasn't. It was between Adele and Awesome Ace. Awesome Ace is not atoning, but accepting that they will take any penalty they will be given due to the crash they caused. So.
what is it? Also, the most downed people of the race that I talked to was the Ferrari and V Carb team. Ghosty wasn't really that upset about his performance so far in this race, believe it or not.
Yeah. Flying Cow and Big P going side by side there. Ooh, Nappy having a bit of lag and kind of ghosting through Big P, taking the spot away. I'm not too sure what's going on with Nappy here, but
Bad internet.
Nappy's lagging quite a bit here. Think
A
that
common
Big
theme.
P goes understeers a bit and goes into the gravel trap, almost colliding with, I do believe, Ducky here. Well, we're, I do believe, halfway through the race, and all of the drivers, yeah, we're more than halfway through the race, actually, with about, I do believe, 8 laps to go. The grid's getting pretty stable here. Yeah, the Kick Sauber team is currently holding a P1, P2 here. Same way with Canada, and Sarkles, the free agent, is making his mark. Probably will be getting a very good spot on A team for sure. As Ayrtonia was now pitted for, I do believe, wing damage. Not too
One thing to
confident with that.
keep in mind is this battle for P1. Fierce is gonna be slowly gaining on C Boogie, and with only 8 to 9 laps left in this race, it's going to be interesting to see. Does C Boogie pit soon, and what does Fierce do? Does he take these tires to the end?
As we have a caution in Sector 3, I do believe it was just someone going wide and going slightly off track. Flying Cow and Nappy very, very close together. And I believe there's a lapped, yeah, there is a lapped pass by the name of Swaginator just behind Nappy. Nappy here with the DRS. I'm not too sure if he's going to try and go on the inside of Flying Cow. Ooh! With that late dive bomb colliding with Flying Cow and knocking Swaginator out of the way. That must have been a huge racing incident there. Not
Big
if I
contact.
collapsed. Yeah.
That will definitely be one the FIA and myself will have to look over later because, well, I am the
100%.
FIA.
As Big P is now in the pits. Yeah, these drivers are definitely, sorry, apologies. Just quite late where I am. And yeah, these drivers are condensing quite a lot.
We are just under 8 laps to go. Lap 20 as C Boogie takes turn 11. He is on a steady pace, and this could be interesting because not only is he keeping his lead, but Sarkles is in range with DRS on Fierce and is catching up to him. So the question is, could Fierce not only lose this race but fall off from not just P1 but all the way down to P3?
Yeah, 100%. That's going to be a huge point of contention. As two more drivers out of the side pitch, Klein and Nappy. Big point to where who's going to get out of the lead first. And they both passing both of them. As now Big P and Skolm are very, very close together. Neither, I believe, will be getting ahead of one another. And Fierce is catching up to his teammate, C Boogie, as well as Sarkles is keeping a good distance between Fierce and himself. Might be able to catch up. Skolm now going, I do believe, nope, not going on the inside of the second chicane here. But staying just behind Big P is going to be an interesting battle for P8. Skolm with a penalty, not much he will be able to do here.
Sarkles could make this battle for P1 and P2 really interesting and could make it even worse for Fierce and or C Boogie. Because if he can get his hands on one of these two drivers, or maybe make them battle, he could slip through all the way from not just P1, but not just P2, but all the way up into P1.
Yeah,
And that would be the worst thing for the Kick Salvers.
most definitely. And now Fierce has gone under a 1 second gap to his teammate. As now a couple drivers have also decided to pit. The pit window is opening up here. Drivers are going to be having some interesting decisions here for tire strategies. And yeah, Sarkle, the entire top of the grid is running on old tires. Big P, even though he is 22 seconds behind, and Chase now retiring from that penalty, not wanting to deal with that 10-second penalty here. Oh my lord. Yeah, C Boogie now gaining up to his teammate in P2. But I do believe they will both be entering the pits here. I don't believe there will be a double stack here. Yeah, no, there won't be a double stack, but definitely something to look out for.
They are taking these tires to the end. See Boogie, Fierce, they are battling.
Going a bit tight here, trying to catch up, but those old mediums are not, at this point, will not be able to do anything against those slightly fresher tires, as Ducky decides to go onto softs. With about sorry, just trying to do math. With about 4 more laps to go, or 5. Tire strategy is going to get interesting. Softs might be a very viable solution here for these drivers, as Sarkles is catching up to C Boogie. Not going to be able to do much, but it looks like the clouds are coming in. We might see a slight bit of rain within the last couple laps. Definitely going to be one of the most interesting ends of the race. And one thing that I noticed, the majority of the drivers have not picked up any penalties. So quite a surprising action from there, as C Boogie has
And C Boogie is coming into the pits.
Yeah, C Boogie the first of the Saubers to pit here. Skolm with a 3-second penalty here. And I know we're focusing on the top bit of the grid, but the battle for P7 is getting tight. Schlein and Skolm going side by side into the last corner. Schlein pulling out from Skolm. And Nappy as well, overtaking Skolm from after going wide there. Nappy, I do believe, will have the DRS from
One
Schlein.
thing to note is C Boogie will be extremely fast.
Yeah, he also has decided to go onto the softs along with Ducky. Now, I just want to focus on this battle for P7, as the top half of the grid has distributed quite evenly. They will be going on some pits. Now, the bottom 6 drivers have DNF'd. All of them have retired. And this race has definitely gotten interesting, but...
But one thing to note, late the rest, our famous celebrity, our Twitch streamer with over 500 followers,
Nappy!
currently in P4.
Oh my lord, Nappy now has also gotten a 3-second penalty. Both McLarens have gotten a penalty, and the only drivers without a clear penalty as of now, all the teams are the Saubers and the Ferraris. Now, although the Ferraris have dropped to the bottom of the grid and the Saubers are at the top, those are the only teams who have both their drivers that don't have any penalties, not counting the DNF drivers. Technically, that is a penalty. Ducky with the fastest lap with a 120.784. I think that might have been an improvement on his quality lap. Yeah, and Schlein now catching up to Big P with Nappy on his tail. Is definitely going to be interesting. Fierce, Sarkles, and Moon, and Late to Rest, I do believe are all going to endure the last
Say you
bit here.
are.
They will be enduring the last bit on their used old tires. Now keep in mind, I think Sarkles and Late to Rest will be having to pit, as I do believe 2 stops are mandatory, so we'll see about that though. I don't believe it is completely mandatory, but we'll see in a short bit, as Schlein and Nappy are both very quickly approaching Big P. This battle into the last chicane, as we're down to the last 2 laps of this race. Curly, as we're finishing off this race, do you think Fierce will be able to hold P1 once again, as Schlein and Big P are going side by side? Big P with a slight hit on him, on Schlein, and Big P picking up a 3-second penalty here. Schlein going side by side with Big P, but Big P prevailing, I do believe, into the turns 4 and 5. Schlein holding the inside here, locking up slightly, as drivers have now stabilized. Nappy going side by side with Big P into the turn 6, I believe, and taking that advantage. Schlein now holding a huge gap. Ow, and Fierce now starting the last lap of the race.
And yeah, there was just there should have been no doubt. He played the safety car to perfection. He pitted when he was supposed to. He drove a great race, and he outsmarted his teammate. Sarkles came. He was new. He tried. He couldn't do what he did in qualifying.
Well,
Fierce
definitely
is going to
result.
go perfect again.
Yeah, Fierce definitely going to be perfect once again into this final turn, as he is now entering the last sector with Sarkles directly behind him. And looking at the leaderboard,
And now,
P8 is definitely quite interesting.
looking at this, that will make it Las Vegas, Belgium, Silverstone, Australia, Austria, Mexico, Canada, and now Monza for Fierce. That makes it 8 in a row. He dominates again. He leads the championship.
And Sarkles coming in P2, although being a reserve driver, and Moon also crossing the line in P3, but the penalties are definitely still stacking up. Now, C Boogie crossing the line with laid to rest ever so slightly behind him.
And what a result for laid to rest.
100%. And Schlein now coming across as Skolm and Big P are going side by side. Skolm taking away a P8 from Big P. Never mind, the penalties are crossing up. Big P takes second, Skolm with P8, and Nappy with P9. As Flying Cow now comes across the line with P10 secured.
You want to talk about some great performances. Laid to Rest has failed to score in every race of the season and qualified P16 today. He put that car in P5 and competed with C Boogie and the rest of them. I want to give that guy a shout and a driver of the day if anyone does it.
As we see Airtonio crossing the line. Wow, what a race here, and seeing all the drivers, the majority of the drivers not picking up any penalties whatsoever has been very, very impressive here. Now, as we're watching this podium here with Sarkles on the podium as his first race with a free agent, even though this is a great position, he's not getting any points from this, but definitely a huge bonus if he's going to be definitely a huge incentive for teams to sign him. So.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's only right we should interview our race winner and both our driver of the day.
And definitely get Sarkles up into this
yeah, absolutely.
interview here to see how he won here. So, yeah, Ducky with the fastest lap, and Late Teres getting the driver of the day with the most overtakes. Quite an interesting race here. Wow. Oh, wow. These drivers have put on such a good performance here. And yeah, Fierce the Italian getting a P1 in his home race. I couldn't imagine anything else from these drivers here. Yeah, it definitely has been such an interesting race here. Don't expect anything else from here. Wow. Wow. That's all I really have to say here. Nothing else could
Let me get some of our interviewees in here.
I do believe Fierce will be our first interview, or who?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get in there, bro.
Now, this has definitely been quite an interesting race here from everyone here. As I'd like to welcome Fierce into the booth. Fierce, how do you feel about your race win here in Monza, going 7 for 7 or 8 for 8, I do believe? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8 for 8. I don't know if that's the math, because Chase DNF. I don't know if I won the championship at Monza, but I need to do the math. And also, no, it's not.
No.
Oh, damn it. Well, anyways, yeah, because during the second safety car, I was very surprised about why no one pitted for hard tires to go to the ends, because it was like an easy tire that could go to the end. It will last forever around this track, so yeah. It was just an easy win. So,
and another point of contention that I want to bring up: how did you feel about the freelance driver by the name of Sarkles? Yeah, coming in, driving for Aston Martin because they had no other driver, getting P1 in quali, and then getting P2 just slightly behind you in the race. Run us down what you were saying in your head while all that was happening.
Well, number one, it was actually Seabuget that got P1, and second of all, I wasn't really worried about him too much, to be honest, because I knew he was pushing too hard all race, and he was sliding so much around with his tires. I told Luzzy that he wasn't gonna make it on tires for the mediums and for the hards, so I just pitted early and just undercut him because he would just push it so hard on the mediums, and I passed him. So
Yeah, managing to get that good spot there, and your teammate dropping unfortunately down to, I do believe, P5 or P6.
P4.
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 With the penalty stacking up, and it was definitely an interesting race to see a lot of the drivers not get any penalties compared to a lot of the other races that almost everyone had penalties, if not everyone.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think we should have got the 1-2 very easily for kick, but it's all right. We live and learn. We just need to work on strategy for Coda, and it's all good. At least we brought home some points, chase DNF as well, so that should be pretty good for the constructors. So
All right, Fierce. Well, thank you for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you. Congrats on the win. 8 for 8, dominated again, and we'll see what you do back in the United States at Coda.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, thanks for joining us over here. As
And let me drag our driver of the day.
yeah, let's get
Laid the rest.
laid to rest here.
Hello?
Yo.
Give me one hot second here.
All good, all good.
Just trying to get you onto our booth here. All right, here you go. Welcome, late to rest, to the booth. So run us down on.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
No problem. Run us down on your drive to get them. Even though you started down at the bottom of the grid, you got the most overtakes, and the game considered you the driver of the day. How are you feeling during that? And Curly, your phone is ringing, so.
Man,
Chill.
shit. To be honest with y'all boys, during quali, bro, man, I don't know what happened because when my practice runs, I was normally running like 119, like high 119, nothing crazy, but. When I ran a 120.5, something like that, and I was kind of like, damn, what the heck, bro? I was upset, I was upset, bro. It is what it is. I was like, all right, let's see what I can do in the race, because race is different than quality time. And then that turn one was ridiculous. I knew something was going to happen, so I literally let off like probably 150 meters before the turn.
Oh, yeah.
And all I see is the carnage. I was like, nah. I was like, no, it's dead from here. And I went from what, like P16 to P10 from there, and then from there, bro, I was like, all right, let's keep my head straight, focused, and make sure I remember my strat, and just keep driving, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
And laid the rest. You've had a lot of struggles throughout the previous races, a lot of no points, and a lot of heartbreak at Aston Martin. You come to Alpine and you end up you're running P4, you get P5 in the race. How was that feeling like?
Yo, feeling amazing. Yo, nothing against Aston, bro. I really wanted to get Aston some points, but when I found an opportunity to be a team principal, I was like, you know what, why not? Screw it. And I brought my homeboy Adele with me because I was like, yo, Adele, come race with me. And he was like, yo, let's do it. And I'm just hyped, bro, because like you said, bro, the ups and downs of this season. I got taken out like 3 different races by you. Who would you guess? Awesome Ace or Spidey?
Yep.
One of those guys took me out, and then I was just like, no, I'm gonna quit the race. I was frustrated. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like I literally have no wing, and sometimes one of the times I got taken out, someone rear-ended me so bad I had no rear wing. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, no, that rear wing is very important. Going quickly back to Aston. Now, this race they didn't have enough drivers, so they brought in a free agent. Didn't get them any points.
I seen that.
They didn't get any points there. But Sarkles definitely being a big point of contention. After I do believe you left Aston Martin. How did you feel about the Sarkles getting that P2 spot, I believe, on the podium there?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Sarkles is one of my homies. I know him. So when I seen he was getting in the grid, I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely getting on the points because he is a driver. He's a definition of driver. He honestly, I feel like he could have been in he'll hit podium every single time if someone signs him as a full-time driver.
Yeah, and that was definitely very much displayed right here. I don't have any more
100%.
questions for you. Curly, do you have anything?
No, just congratulations on the points. Our local celebrity. Congratulations on driver of the day.
Yes, sir.
And
Appreciate y'all, boys.
good luck moving forward.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. Appreciate all y'all for having me.
No problem. And thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for taking this interview with us today. As
Of course.
we will
I'm
now,
gonna get Sarkles in here.
we'll now be taking Sarkles onto this onto this booth.
Sir W Circles.
Yeah. As
I get
give me
moved?
one hot second to get him onto the booth. Again, late to rest. Thank you for joining us. You're
Thank
free
you,
to
thank you,
go
thank you.
back to your booth. With
Wait,
your
is that
team.
Pacey? Yo, good shit, Pacey.
Yo,
No.
Sarkles, welcome onto the booth. So, just to give a quick rundown, you are a free agent here. Not really signed on to any team specifically. Don't have any team signed. But you managed to get, P2 in quali and P2 in the race. So, coming after all these drivers and late to rest, giving some good word of mouth about you. How do you
Oh, he
feel?
did?
Yeah.
Oh.
How do you feel about getting onto a team after this race with Aston Martin?
I will say that there's been, I think their team principals have reached out to me, some of them. I'm not gonna hide that. But yeah, this server is pretty good. I'd like to thank Laid to Rest, Pacey for inviting me in, because I didn't know this league existed, to be honest, until I saw this TikTok. So, but yeah,
Yep.
that's about it.
Just one last thing for me before I pass it on to Curly. Anything you're hoping for the future and potentially having a chance to race at Coda as well as a team?
Wait, Coda's next track?
Coda,
ne-
Texas, USA.
When is that?
In 7 days.
Next Saturday,
Oh.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be there.
You'll be there,
I'll find a
guaranteed?
team. Coda.
Alright.
Well,
Sarkles,
I mean,
Sarkles, I don't know what you're doing next season, but I'll be interested in looking forward to you when I'm at TUP.
you're gonna be TP. Okay,
Team
I'll keep that in
principal.
mind.
Might be Cadillac.
If I may add a comment, I don't know if you're recording this or not,
Yeah,
but
it's streamed, it's streamed.
yeah. I mean, I did have my boy Chase kind of guide me with a setup, but I just kind of looked at what he was running, and then threw a setup on off the dome, and just kind of went out there. So hopefully, Coda, I'll have a little bit of practice and lock in with it.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah,
All right, well,
Yeah,
congratulations
that's about
on a
it.
good result. And we'll see if the FIA can maybe see if you can get those points credited to your name.
Yep, 100%.
oh,
And
hopefully.
If Aston actually is the one to sign him, he might be getting those points as well.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
with that, Sarkles, thank you for coming on to the coming on to the booth here. And
No,
I hope
thank
you
you.
find some good luck in Coda with a new team and getting a podium there as well.
No, thank you for bringing me on. This is actually pretty cool. Not a lot of leagues do this, so.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to,
Heck yeah, man.
get some word of mouth from our drivers to, let the spectators have a taste of the driver life, So with that, I'm now letting you go back to, I guess the cool down room with the other two podium holders. I do believe Moon and Fierce. So enjoy your time in the cool down room, and we'll see you at Coda.
See ya, man. Hey, have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, guys.
We have now completed 8 rounds of our 12 calendar season. Now with Coda up next. Fierce has continued his perfect streak of races. Results should be posted in the Discord soon.
As well as penalty decisions. So, if you would like to see how the penalties roll out, or would like to just watch the standings and get notified when we go live, the Discord is now linked in the description, as well as the TikTok page, if you'd like to check out any highlights made there, or just hang out with the rest of the fans and drivers, because the drivers are genuinely the most active people there. And with that, I'm Mile, this is Curly, and
See you later.
we're ending off here at Monza. We'll see you in 1 week exactly for the course of the Americas in Texas, USA. See you guys later.